What's going on, folks? Will at Heroic Studios here, back at you with another video. Now, I buy a lot of filament. I do a lot of printing with various rolls of filament. I get them from Amazon. There's a hobby shop down the street that I go to. I sometimes even get them at auction, and yeah, some of them are good, some of them are great. There are some brands that I like more than others, but sometimes you do end up getting a roll that is not the greatest. Which brings me to this video. A lot of people are suggesting that when you have a bad roll of filament, you shouldn't blame the filament, you should blame user error. Well, I got a little problem with that because most of the time it's not user error. Sometimes it's actually you get a roll of bad filament. So let me take you to the story. If you guys are interested on how I unclogged my printer, there's going to be a video, I don't know which side, one of these corners that's going to have some video feed on how I actually unclogged my printer because of this trashy roll of filament. God, I hate you. I hate you so much. Maybe you might have a clogged printer. Maybe you don't know how to get it unclogged unless user error or some bullshit. Anyways, if you want an in-depth video on how I did that, maybe it can help you, let me know and I'll be sure to put that together for you guys. All right, back to the video. I had bought a roll of Gio filament from Amazon. This roll was $13.99. I needed some yellow filament and wasn't looking to spend my usual 25 bucks on a roll of Hatchbox, which is usually what I go to because Hatchbox is actually pretty good filament. But I went with this Gio. Now, I don't have anything against Gio. Gio is actually a pretty good company when it comes to filament. I have no problem with it. I've used Gio on a ton of builds that I've done, from my Gundam helmet to one of my Red Hoods to a Nova to some of my Iron Man Star Boost parts that I'm building. It's a good filament. But I got this roll and decided to use it on my Chiron. Everything looked good. Loaded it in there, it extruded perfectly fine and went to print. Now, for this particular model, I needed yellow, like I said, because I have an order to fulfill. And so I left it going overnight, and then I woke up the next morning and the print was done, but it wasn't done. So when I took the part off, you can see that it started to under extrude, and then it just got to a point to where the filament wasn't actually coming out anymore. So obviously you have a clog now. There's a clog here. What do? You have to go ahead and clean out your head and stuff, which is sometimes a pain in the ass because I ended up having to change the nozzle altogether. So I posted this on Facebook in one of the Facebook groups, the 3D printing Facebook group, and people were telling me that, oh, you were supposed to use a temperature tower. You were supposed to set your temperature at a certain temperature. And it's like, guys, I don't want to, be that guy, but I've never done any of that before. I've never used a printing tower. Now, that might be okay for some of you people. If you use a printing tower, good for you, awesome. But to suggest that you have to sit here and use a printing tower for every roll of filament that you get, I'm not going to do that. And people were actually shocked that the temperature parameters in which I use my filament was the same across every roll of filament. Yeah, I print mostly at 210 over 60. 210 for the hot end, 60 degrees Celsius for the bed. Across multiple printers, across multiple filaments. I have printers at work that I use these parameters on, and I have printers here at home that I use these parameters on. I never in my life have used a temperature tower. Now, some of you might, be commenting saying, well, that's bad practice. It works for me, might not work for you. I'm not here to knock anybody. So after that initial exchange, I went back and thought about it. Maybe it was user error. Maybe that, maybe I didn't get something right. I'm not just going to waste this roll of filament here because it's still material that I could use. God, I hate you. I hate you so much, right? So I took the roll of filament and I went over to my Aquila Vox lab, which is in the other room, because I was gonna just have this thing going while I was out today and come back and have this part done. Suffice it to say, it clogged as I was loading the filament in. God, I hate you. I hate you so much. Now, people suggested that you should load your filament in at a certain temperature. Obviously, sure, but I like using the automatic load feature on my VoxLab Aquila, which has a temperature of 235 already dialed in. Now, I don't know how to change that. I have no clue how to change that. Every time I've loaded in filaments, again, I've used various filaments across various printers. I've never had an issue to where loading in the filament has clogged the printer. I had just got done using this printer overnight to print a part that's going along with this order, and it printed just fine. I ejected that filament, I pulled out that filament, automatic unload, mind you, and then automatic loaded it in, this cheap filament, into my Voxlab, and it clogged. It clogged as I was loading it in. Now, I've never heard of that ever happening to any filament. I've never seen that happen to where it clogs as you're filling it in. Not me, doesn't happen. So I went ahead and posted this on Facebook again, and of course the same people are coming at me saying, oh, well now you're just shitting on the brand. It's like, guys, listen to me, and I can't be any more clear than I am being right now. No roll of filament is perfect. If a brand is good at some point, yes, might not happen to you, but it's happened to the next guy, you will get a not so perfect roll of filament. Whether it's tangled, whether it's brittle, whether it's too wet, not packaged right, or in this case, not the best quality filament from Jayo. It happens. To sit here and say that it's user error is completely and utterly just a little bit asinine. I'm sorry to say that to some people, and some people might be mad at what I'm saying. Look, I don't care, okay? Yellow, this filament that I got here has been a pain in the ass, and it's not due to user error in this case. In this instant, it is not due to user error. It is due because this roll of filament, and I've used it on 2 of my printers, and they have both clogged to where this roll of filament is not 100% great. Okay, it might work on something else, it might work on your printer, and if you want it, I would be more than happy to send it to you so you can try it. If you want it, let me know. I'll send it to you, because I don't want it. It's clogging my printers. I don't want this filament. I ordered a roll of Hatchbox, I put that thing into my printer, and it prints like a dream, because Hatchbox is known for their quality when it comes down to their filament. So I had to go into my Aquila, take off the nozzle, pull out this filament, clean the nozzle, and put it back on, and guess what? It works. I put a roll of white on there, and it came out no problems. No problem. So moral of the story is, guys, like, I know a lot of you are doing your own thing. Like 3D printing, there isn't a written in stone textbook way on how to deal with these things. There isn't. Sometimes you get a roll of filament that's bad, and yeah, I will agree with somebody, or some of you people, that yeah, sometimes it is user error. Sometimes to the point to where like you don't get the most perfect prints. Sometimes have to do with your temperature or your settings or your speed or however you have it dialed in. Yeah, of course, there's some user error there. But in this particular case, one, this is not user error. When you take into the variables here, 2 printers, same roll of filament, same outcome, aka the clog, it's not user error, because I have loaded these printers up with various different filaments at the same temperatures, and they seem to do just fine. Number 2, in no way am I taking a shot at Jayo as a company. No, they have pretty good filaments. I mean, I've printed multiple helmets, as I said earlier in this video. I printed multiple projects, multiple helmets with this filament, and it turns out really good. I have no complaints. But I just happened to get this roll. Well, I'm not going to be buying Jayo anymore. I probably will. I mean, every once in a while you get a shitty roll. That's what happens. There's nothing you can do about that. You can send it back to Amazon. They may give you a refund. I'm not going to go through all that because it's a hassle for $13. I just bought a roll of Hatchbox. It's going to be great because I already know how Hatchbox is. Now, that isn't to say that Hatchbox is the top of the line stuff, because this roll that I just got could very well be shitty, just like the Jayo. I don't know. I have to try it. But in no way am I going off and saying that Jayo is a shitty company. You shouldn't buy your filament from there, blah, 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 all that stuff. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that every once in a while, you will get a messed up roll. Thank you guys for taking the time out to watch this video. I'm not trying to start up any Facebook drama or anything like that. I just want people to understand that sometimes it's not user error. Sometimes it's literally your materials that you're using. There's some good filament out there. There's some bad filament out there. There's no company that is the greatest when it comes to filament, because each company has that one roll floating around out there that someone's going to get who's not going to have the greatest luck at using it. Sorry, this is how it is, okay? So thank you guys for watching. Be sure you do hit that subscribe button, like the video. If you guys want to open a dialogue conversation down below, let's talk about this. I really want to get a dialogue going, and plus it helps the algorithm for YouTube people to find my videos and stuff like that. Quick shout out to my patrons over here. Thank you guys for joining and being awesome patrons for this month. If you would like to be a patron, the link is in the description. This month's rewards is Zachary/Adam the Black Ranger for people who are into resin printing, so go ahead and check that out. Plus you get all previous month's rewards, Jason, Billy, and Tommy, their Ranger statues as well as some other goodies that I have on there. So go ahead, check it out. Let me know what you guys think about it, and I will see you guys on another video. Enjoy yourselves.